Good afternoon and welcome to our Midday Mull for the 28th of April. A cold, miserable, grey day. But life continues. And I was wondering how this lockdown is going to be viewed in 10 years' time. When we look back on it, um, something that is so significant now and that shapes us and controls us in such a way, what will our experience be of it in sort of 5 years' time? Um, I think it'll change the world and what we do and the way we do things, um, but life will continue, and we will look back and it will be part of history and no longer as significant as it is now because life will have evolved. And I was reading in Psalm 39 this morning where David prays and says, "Show me, Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting my life is. You've made my days a mere handbreadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. Everyone is but a breath, even those who seem secure." And really saying how short life is. And we sometimes forget that. And we think that our life is so important and what we do is so significant. And for us it is, but in the big picture, not so much. David continues, "Surely everyone goes around like a mere phantom. In vain they rush about heaping up wealth without knowing whose it will finally be." And our lives are lived, but we've no idea what tomorrow's going to do. We've no idea where it's going to be. And the next generation and 2 generations' time, we will have been forgotten. And that's sobering that all these things that we think are so vital are quite possibly irrelevant. From a human perspective, worldly point of view, that has to be the truth. But in faith and what the Bible continues to say changes the picture. Because in Hebrews, the writer talks about who Christ is, and he says, "But Christ is faithful as the Son over God's house, and we are his house, if indeed we hold firmly to our confidence and the hope in which we glory." So yes, our life is fleeting, and from a human worldly perspective is pretty much irrelevant in the big picture. But from a perspective of faith, day by day we are part of God's house, and what we do is going to count as part of God's house. And that's a glorious thing, that our lives are significant and what we do does matter, and how we live is going to have an eternal bearing, not just a bearing on the next couple of years. And so that is, as Christians, that sets us aside from everyone else in the world. And that is our hope and our glory and our future. And that makes today important. Have a good one.